and it was proposed that we change that during the COVID crisis to something that was more like until a time that's practical and we can get everyone together. We don't know if everyone's going to be able to easily come down to the council meeting, so we were amending that code provision. In the course of that, we put it in our public packet, our agenda packet, and had the entire code provision, which included that one section with all of the broad authorized powers that are these standard powers. This was written in the 70s. I hadn't even looked at that provision before because it's never invoked. And that's where you all saw reference to the various powers that can be invoked for certain situations, and the reference to firearms and demands and other things of that nature. And then all this happened, and it went viral. We recognize that you don't like that provision. I can imagine a council at their own discretion.
We don't like it.
Right, no, I'm going to have just one exchange rather than just somebody always talking to us and allowing us to talk back. Is that the emails that no one forced anybody to send said, please remove 5, 7, and 9 from the code. They all were very specific. Do that. Instead of them saying, okay, we'll do that, they said, we're not going to exercise those powers that are in 5, 7, and 9. Those are old things. It still begs the question, why not get rid of them? I don't understand why there's such a resistance to getting things that you say you're never going to use and getting angry at people for asking you to do this, because one council member said, don't worry, if we do exercise it, it would take a council vote of 5 people. 5 people to impose something that's unconstitutional. Then the second legislator said, I believe these are constitutional. They're not. But it's frustrating when we're being told that they're constitutional, yet we're never going to use them, but we won't get rid of them.
Right.
I don't think it's an irrational thing for voters to say, you're here anyway, we're here anyway, why can't we talk? Why can't we have an amended ordinance that gets rid of 5, 7, and 9? Thank you for listening. Please consider that point.
Yeah, what I can say is that, first off, council discretion. What I understand is tonight we're doing all COVID-related ordinances. I can imagine a scenario where a council member might choose to review this section later after the crisis is over. Not tonight. There's nothing that's going to be happening tonight that relates to banning guns. And there's never been even the suggestion of it, ever, as it relates to this crisis. I can't imagine a crisis in the future where it would be invoked. And maybe that would be supportive for you.
Imagine.
Forgive me, but I'm not
That's
going
the
to
nature. That's the nature of emergencies. My point is that
It's not constitutional to do what you're saying there. It says banning the possession of firearms is so
you lose the right to protect yourself in a designated by council emergency.
all I'm saying is that
Sir, you're a mayor, not a king.
I'm not even the person that can amend the code. That's a legislative function of the council. So all I'm saying is that we had hoped tonight to give a presentation from a number of our emergency personnel around COVID. We've looked forward to tonight being a really helpful evening where we can talk about the crisis in our community and convey information that would have a reassuring, calming effect and hopefully have relevant information for our community members.
But you're not allowing your community to speak.
Well, we did make a decision, and it was unfortunate to
Very
limit
one-sided
the public
conversation.
hearing process. It was because we made that decision before this even blew up.
But the city attorney said it's up to the council. They could decide tonight to allow public testimony. Isn't that right? They could change the rules. They changed them before.
City council is not going to allow public comment tonight.
I get that, but
That's apparent.
they're allowed to.
Fair enough.
They're not required to ban our speech. They're just choosing to. Why is that? I don't understand why we would be in more danger by us talking and not just hearing you talk at us, but us talking at you as well. You're about to adopt legislation. Wouldn't you want to hear from the public? I mean, isn't that like a good thing?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Unless you don't work for the people.
Like verbally, like not just by
We
email.
heard a lot of written comment.
I know